Hey everybody, welcome to Thea World, and thank you for watching our tutorial today. We're going to build a real-life, real-world project, and this project is going to be a hotel website with a booking engine built with Angular, Material Components, Firebase, Firestore, the latest Google technologies, and we're going to start with Angular 6, and now it's July 29th, 2018. So we are going to continue on working on this project, myself and my team. We're all going to work on it, and we are going to build an amazing application, a beautiful application, so that all of you guys can follow along. And especially, this is built for the hotel industry, the hospitality industry, because it's pointing to some serious issues that they're facing. Because OTAs, online travel agencies, and I say because online travel agencies, literally take 30 to 40%, as little as from 10 to 40%, and that's a lot of money from every room that's being booked. And it's a shame because these $1 million resorts are basically just giving away their money, and all they have to do is just focus on their online presence. And there's a lot of people out there that say, hey, don't compete with OTAs, yada yada. So here's the thing, right? Online travel agencies are always working very hard in making their platform amazing with user experience in regards to the users finding the maps, finding the places to go, booking quickly within a minute, seeing all the facilities and amenities, availability, supply and demand. Supply and demand, meaning like there's a lot of available rooms and the price should drop, blah, blah, blah. So what we want to do here is that the online travel agencies, they have algorithms that are so powerful, amazing, and they allow the revenue managers inside the hotels to basically play with the numbers so that they can always have their rooms booked. So what we're going to do is we are going to develop a website that allows the users to quickly book within a minute, log in, book, and literally get their invoice in their mail and have those new customers in the database of the hotel. And we're going to take this to a completely different level. This is not going to be some WordPress site. This is not going to be the heavy, third-party .NET booking application that's basically what most hotels are using. Guys, we're going to build a beautiful web application for a hotel that has a booking engine, real-time database, and we're not going to let any guests run away once they land on this page, because it's going to be built with user empathy. And all the guests, they're going to see all the rooms. They're going to be able to see all the available rooms, all the facilities, amenities, all the packages, promotions, and all the goodies that the hotel actually wants to sell. Because these hotels, like I said, a guest can actually get 30, 40% discount if it's not booked through a travel agency, because that's where all the commission goes to the online travel agencies. So hotels are getting hit really hard, and a lot of them don't realize how important online presence is, how important booking engine is. So let's get to work, and what I want you to do is go to material.angular.io, and material.angular.io is going to be your you might want to save this in your favorites. It's going to be a place where you're going to be using a lot to build Angular applications. And what we're going to do is we're going to follow all these steps. But before we do that, the first step I want you to do is I want you to open your terminal on a Mac or a PC, open your command line. On a Mac, you go to command, you hold command key and press the space key and type in terminal. Terminal. And you double click on terminal, and you're here in your terminal. I'm just going to make this a little bigger. And what I want you to see is what I'm doing here is pwd, print working directory. You're going to see Thea tutorials. You could be Mark, James, Maria, or whatever you named your Mac. So over here, I'm going to check my Node version because I've already installed Node.js. And you're thinking, what's Node.js? Well, Node.js, it has not only the Node package manager, but it's going to allow Angular CLI to develop to create a server, and that's where it's going to be hosted, Node.js. So now what I want you to do is type in node-v, and I have 8.11.1. All right, so you probably have it, you probably don't. Come over here, go to node.js.org, and I want you to download this. If you don't have it, download 8.11.3, PC or Mac, same thing. And once you download it, you install it, go through the motions, guys. Just download it, install, come back to your terminal. Once it's installed and download, type in node-v, and hit enter, and you will see your Node version. Awesome. So I'm going to go to the next step now. So if you have Node.js installed, I want you to go again here in materials.angular.io, hit getting started. You're going to be in this page. And what we're going to do is we're going to install Angular client, as they're saying here in the documentation. I'm going to open this in a new tab. And over here is straightforward, npm install node package manager install -g for global and Angular client. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come back over here. This is going to be installed globally. So don't worry about what folder you're in, but by default, when you open your terminal, just run np. Actually, yeah, so you have Node.js installed. Okay, so npm, right? So you have Node.js installed, right? We all do. Okay, npm install. Don't forget to put -g for global at Angular /cli. So you got that, right? You got that? If you hit enter now, it's gonna basically install Angular cli globally in your machine. All right, so I'm not gonna hit enter because I already have it installed. So I'm gonna go backspace here. So after you install this, it's probably you're probably installing it now. In the next minute or so, when that's completed, what you want to do is type in ng for Angular. So it's ng-v. All right. So now I have 6.0.8 for July 29, 2018, and it also says my node version. All right. Now, so I'm going to type in clear to clear the terminal to make sure it's nice and clean. The next thing you want to do, based on the documentation here, is you want to create a new project, right? You can just follow these, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in ng new, and I'm going to call my application or my project, my application. I'm going to call it Thea Hotel, and I'm going to hit enter. So what that's going to do is going to create the application Thea Hotel. That's going to be the name of the app, and it's going to create it inside Thea Tutorials. So if your username is Mark, it's going to create it inside the Mark folder. So once this is created, you're going to see it's going to be over soon. It's going to say, hey, successfully created. We're going to change directory into the application. Okay, so so while this is being done, I'm just gonna come over here, and this is just creating the app now. And after we change directory inside our application, we're gonna go to we're gonna type in ng-serve to run the application. Remember, Thea Hotels, you can name yours whatever you want. You can call it ABC Hotels or whatever. I'm calling mine Thea Hotels. So the application is being created, and it's going to say successfully installed in a few seconds. And so I found 13 vulnerabilities. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that for now. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to type in clear again just to clear it. And what we're going to do is we have to change into that directory. So we're inside Thea Tutorials. If you type in ls, for example, list, you're going to see Thea Hotel. It's right here, right? So I'm going to go change directory, cd, Thea Hotel. I'm going to hit enter. And now you're inside Thea Hotel, as you can see here. Whoops, right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is run our application. We're going to type in ng space serve. All right, so ng space serve, that's going to run the application. It's going to take another 10 seconds or so. And once that runs, you're going to go to localhost 4200. So that's what I want you to do is open a new window and type in localhost 4200, and you're gonna see our application running. Yay, we got it done, guys. So we have an Angular application now, it's running, but we want to use we want to use material components. So what we're gonna do is we are going to follow the steps here, not all, but some of them. We're gonna use npm. So the next step now, so we installed the Angular client, we created a project, perfect. Now the next step here is npm install --save at Angular Material CDK. So we're literally gonna just copy this and paste it. So we're gonna copy that, okay? I'm gonna come back to our terminal, and obviously this is running, so we can't do anything. So before you do anything, hold the control key and C. So that's stop the server. And then what you wanna do is ensure you're inside your application. So for me, it's Thea Hotel. And I want you to paste that in. So that's going to install the Angular CDK. And you can actually read up on this. You can read up on the documentation. And now it's going to install all the dependencies, all the configurations and all that. And what you want to do is, after this, what we're going to do is forget the yarn. We're not using yarn. And don't even go here. Go to step 2 in Angular animations. All right. So we're going to run npm install -- save at angular /animations. And we're not going to do that because my previous project, actually, I saw this in the package JSON file. So before we even, actually, let me just close this. Sorry. So we're in the terminal. So the Angular CDK installed successfully. All right. So I'm just gonna click away from the terminal, and I'm going to open my Finder, and I'm gonna grab Thea Hotel. Actually, if you're lost here, you can't get to your username. I mean your user. Just click on Go when you're in Finder. Make sure you're in Finder. Click on Go, and you can just go to folder. And I don't know what you see here, but you can actually just go to the /. That's gonna take you to the root. And once you're in the root, you click on users. And once you're on users, now obviously you're gonna see yours. Mine is Thea Tutorials. Double click on that. I'm in Thea Hotel now. So I'm gonna grab Thea Hotel, not in Thea Hotel, I'm in Thea Tutorials. I'm gonna grab Thea Hotel and drag it over to Visual Studio. For Visual Studio, guys, actually I'm gonna close this again. I'm sorry. I don't know if I said this already or not, but over here, Visual Studio, please do yourself a big favor. Go to Visual Studio, code.visualstudio.com, and it's a code editor. Please install it for the Mac. And I want you to, you can fast forward this part if you've already done all this, but install it for the Mac, and then open Visual Studio. Click over here on the on this icon. It's going to show you the extensions you can install, and type in Angular. Angular, and please install by John Papa. I've already installed it, so I'm not going to click install. Okay, that's going to help you a lot. And also TSLint. TSLint is awesome. It's this one here. I've already installed it. It shows you all the errors of TypeScript because Angular is TypeScript. It's compiled in JavaScript. So please click install and install TSLint. It's gonna save you a lot of time and energy and effort. So I'm gonna close Visual Studio. I'm gonna come back here to my Finder. I'm gonna grab Thea Hotel and drag it over to Visual Studio. So guys, you know what Visual Studio is. It's a code editor. Okay, I'm gonna close the welcome page, and I'm going to click. Remember which step we were in right now? We installed the CDK, Angular CDK, and we're in this step over here to install Angular animations, and we are going to Visual Studio again, and I want you to go to package.json, and as you can see here, the Angular CDK is here, and the Angular animations is here. Okay, so you don't need to install Angular animations. But we need to check if it's actually imported. So we need to go to click on source, and there click on your app. That's your heart of your application. Click on app module.ts just to ensure if it's imported or not. If it's not important, obviously it's not imported. So we're gonna come back here, and we are going to copy import browser animations. I'm gonna copy this, Command C. Okay. And I'm gonna come back over here into app module.ts, and I'm going to paste it here. And I'm gonna grab a browser animations module. We have to actually put this inside the imports array. And I'm gonna save it. Command S for save. Don't forget to save, guys. I mean, this not saving gives you bugs, and then you don't know where the bugs are coming from. So back to our guide. So we have that. And I want you to skip through all of this here. Well, we already done this, okay? So go to step 3, and over here it's telling you that you can use Material components, and you can use all the Material components from Angular Material by going to your app module TS file and literally adding all the imports here, and then adding them into your importing them and adding them into your import array, okay? But this is bad practice because we're going to use a lot of web components. I mean, a lot of Material components. So we don't want to clutter up this file. This is like I said, this is like your heart of the application. So let's just create a new file, because here they also recommend this. They say you can create your own Material components file. So we're not gonna. I'm just gonna show you in a second here. Just bear with me. Trust me, just do it like this. Go to app folder and create a new file. Right click on it, new file. And you want to call this file material dot module.ts. Okay, material.module.ts, and hit enter. Now over here, we're gonna export a class called material module, and we're gonna create a ng decorator, and we're gonna import ng module from material Angular core. So we can start whichever way we want to start, but we can start with import. So we're gonna actually create a class. Actually, what we want to do here is we want to create a decorator. So ng module, and we're going to create our imports array and our exports array. So imports, yeah, there we go, and then our exports as well. Okay, so we have now our decorator, and we want to export a class, material module. So export a class, material module, and we want to import this ng module from at Angular core. Whoops. All right, from Angular core, right? Okay, so we have all this now, and so what we want to do now is we want to go to app module.ts, and we want to refer to this file here, material module.ts. So import material module from refer to the file material.module. And what we want to do is we want to also add this to our imports array. Okay, so now basically it's saying, hey, you can get all the it all from material module.ts. So every component we add here, I'm going to show you in the next video. Every component that we add here is going to basically be used here, because we actually imported this and we're referring to that file. Okay, so and then we declared it here in our imports. I mean, added it to our imports. So what we want to do now is actually just finish off all the steps, right? So we are going to again, you guys, I just want you to know that if you go to click on components, open link in new tab, you will see these are the material components we're going to use. Amazing. Like you look at the cards, for instance, you know, and look at the API. Basically, this is the match. Like if we were going to use this example here, if we want to use this card, we'd come here, you know, copy mat card module, you know, we'd come here, we'd go to material module.ts, and we'd literally import it. We'd import it here, and then we would insert it inside our imports array and our exports array, and then we can just go use it. It's amazing, right? So it's really amazing, and I'm really happy that Google created this. It's beautiful. You can look at the examples. I mean, you can even go to a badge, for example. Look at all this. It's beautiful. I'm not gonna sit here and talk because you guys probably already know this, but some of you may not. But please spend some time here and look at all these examples. It's beautiful code. So come back to Visual Studio, and we are going to follow the rest of the steps, right? So over here in the steps, step 4, include a theme, and we want to include a theme. That's it's a must. So we're gonna copy this, and what we want to do is put in the styles.css. So you can read this. I'm not gonna read this out loud because you can read it. You can pause the video or just go read it. And here, we want to open Visual Studio and go to style.css. And we want to just paste that here, as they say in the documentation, and go to Command S. Type in Command S to save it. Come back over here, and what we want to do is go to step. You can actually change this theme. You can just, all you do is change this from indigo, you go deep purple or whatever. They have a bunch of them that you can view them. Like you can go to the theming guide here, and you'll see many of them. So next we want to do is we want to install Hammer.js. So we want to run npm install -- save Hammer.js. Okay, so I'm going to copy this Hammer.js. Actually, let me just copy the whole thing. So come back to your terminal, and we are inside the Thea hotel, inside our application, and we're going to paste this in npm install -- save Hammer.js and hit enter. So once you do that, it's going to install it for you, but you also, obviously, based on the documentation here, you want to import this in your main.ts file. So you want to import Hammer.js, so copy that, come back over here, and I'm just going to make sure you save this. I'm going to close the style.css. And you want to go to main.ts, and over here, you can come to the very top. Actually, is this? Yeah, and paste it here. So this is already, all I did is I just opened my terminal to see if this finished importing and saving. So I'm gonna just now save main.ts. Don't forget to save Command S. I'm gonna close main.ts because I already added Hammer.js. So next, I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to go to step 6. And step 6 is using Google Fonts family and font icons. And you can actually open material design icons here, open link in a new tab. And over here, you're going to see all the icons. I'm going to show you this in the next videos. This is beautiful, guys, material.io. So you know what this is. I'm just going to go to material.io just to let you know. Please spend some time here. Please spend some time here. It's really important. All right, so come back here to the getting started guide. Again, our last step here is to copy this. And what we're going to do is we're going to paste this inside the index.html, right below the closing head tag. So we're going to find index.html, and we are going to come before the closing of the head tag, and I'm going to paste it in. All right, so now we can use material icons, and then I'm going to go Command S to save it. Great. So now this is pretty much it. It's pretty much it, guys. We're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the server. So I'm here at, I'm going to go to clear, just to clear, so it's easier to read. And what I'm going to do is I'm inside the application, Thea Hotel, ng serve. Oops, ng serve. I'm going to hit enter and cross our fingers. Everything will be fine. We're not going to have any errors. But if there is errors, obviously, you just want to debug them. You can post some questions on the comments section, so I can help in whichever way I can, or my team, our team. So it's compiled successfully. We're at localhost 4200. Let's just go back to localhost 4200. Make sure that after all these things that we've done, everything works. I'm going to refresh this. This refreshes automatically. I'm going to refresh it anyway. And guys, hey, we got our first Angular app, and we got, actually, before I even finish this, I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys material components in the next part, okay? So material components in the next part. Really excited to go into the next part and finishing this hotel website with booking engine and real-time database. I'm really excited for it, guys, and looking forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Thanks very much. See you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye.